Welcome back, Blue Raider Nation. We are in our season preview for football, but special teams edition, and I have Louie Cioffi, saying that correct, right?
That's correct.
Correct. You're new here on the scene of Blue Raider, but you bring a lot of talent and a lot of versatility when it comes to your career and certain things that you've done. So first off, let's just have you introduce yourself and your journey up until this point.
Okay, my name is Louie Cioffi. I am from Queens, New York. I've been coaching football for over 30 years, 26 years in the NFL, 4 years in college, and then 2-3 years in professional startup leagues like the XFL and the UFL.
Give me more background as well on your family and just how you got here. I know that you said you're from Queens, so for you to be here in the South, how did you get to where you are now?
So again, yes, I grew up in Queens, New York, went to Stony Brook University, graduated there, and I was extremely fortunate to get an internship with the New York Jets. That was really my first exposure to the professional game. While there, I met Coach Coslett, and when Coach Coslett left, I ended up going to CW Post, coach wide receivers for 2 years, and Bruce Coslett became the head coach of Cincinnati Bengals in 1997, and he brought me on staff there. So from 97 to 2010, I was in Cincinnati, and that was, for those 14 years, are probably the best 14 years of my life, to be honest. It's where I met my wife, Cindy. We had all three of our children. And I'll just say this. If you don't have a great family, this is a really hard profession. You have to have a really strong wife, someone who can take care of the family when you're away, because we're involved with this, and these kids become like our family, but you have to have a strong family to get that done. From Cincinnati, I went to the Arizona Cardinals. Was there for 2 years. Arizona Cardinals. Went to the Cleveland Browns for 1 season, and then after that, came here to Tennessee, and that was 2014, I believe. Ended up being here with Coach Wisenhunt for 2 years, and that's when we decided to stay in Tennessee. We love Tennessee. So since then, my family has been rooted here. We're going here on close to 11 years now, and then after that, I just kind of moved around the country and kept our family here just because it's a great area of the country. We've bought into Tennessee, and we want to make this thing really go. From that, I went back to Cleveland. After that, I was in Southeast Louisiana as the defensive coordinator. From there, I went to the XFL the first time, then Vandy, then XFL the second time, and then back to the Bengals, and now here.
Okay, so wait, you're saying that like the entire time that you were moving around, I mean, you were everywhere. How long? I think I read like each time a year or so, year or two that you were somewhere, and then you would move somewhere else. But your family was in Tennessee that whole time?
So once I got hired by the Titans,
okay.
Again, at that point, my kids were all at age where they were in school.
They needed consistency.
So my oldest daughter was just going into high school. And then we didn't want to move my son from grammar school, and then my youngest was just starting school. So we really like the area. It's a centralized. I mean, Tennessee's a great place to live. And we just decided, hey, we're just going to make roots here, and then I will just work and then commute. And that's kind of what we did for the last 10 years.
How hard was that for you?
It's very hard. But again, it's not about me. It's about my family and giving them the best situation. Yeah. And again, when your family life is good, you can give everything you have to the football program.
So you just came from the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's correct.
But you've had a lot of defensive experience. So what kind of made you switch into this role of taking on a special teams position?
So most of my career, I've been on the defensive side of the ball. But that being said, in all my roles as a DB coach, every team I've been with, all 5 NFL teams I was with, I was involved in some way, shape, or form with the special teams. Especially in Cincinnati.
Okay. So whenever I was looking up what Coach Mason was talking about whenever he was having you come here to this program, you know, you're seasoned, you're detail-driven, you are able to teach, relate, and inspire young athletes. What makes you want to do that each and every day?
So to me, that's the whole goal. Everything we do is about making our players better, putting them in positions to win, giving them the tools and the technique to make them successful on the football field. That's our number one job.
And with special teams, a lot of times maybe from a regular person standpoint or someone that's not as knowledgeable about football, they might just look over that component of football. But for you, in your opinion, what makes special teams so important on the field?
So special teams is extremely important because everyone forgets it's still a third of the game. You have the offense, you have the defense, and then you have the special teams. And special teams can be great because they're usually big momentum plays. There's usually a big hit. They can dictate turnovers. They dictate field position. So to us, it's a major focus, and it's a big piece of creating a winning atmosphere for our players here.
Now, this season for special teams for MTSU, you've have a lot of new people coming in, getting used to the whole dynamic of what MTSU special teams is all about. How is that going? I know we're one
so
week
this
of
has
fall
been
camp.
great for me especially.
Okay.
But again, just being able to take my NFL experiences and coming here and just getting to learn the guys, being around the guys, feeling the energy, being able to kind of bring the professional punt protection to our team, and just putting my stamp on it has been fun, extremely fun for me.
And I know with your professional outlook on things from the NFL, how do you think that's going to correlate onto this program, specifically what you're talking about, pump protection, certain things like that?
Well, for me, again, it goes back to just reaching the players, putting them in their very positions to succeed, giving them tools, giving them drills, giving them just anything they can do fundamentally to make them better people. If you can help a person get better than what he was, they'll respect you and they'll love you. If you can't, then they'll have nothing to do with you.
Yesterday, we briefly were talking a little bit about how this, with the special teams, there's no individuality. You want to really focus on cohesiveness and everyone as a whole. You don't want to just talk about one specific player.
Well, that's the great thing about our unit this year. At the kicking position, holding position, punting position, returning position, it's all new. Everyone's new. So there's a bunch of competition for all these spots. And then also, it's really not about any one person. It's about the unit and being the best we can be as a unit. And, just building the culture. Coach Mason says all the time, better people make better Blue Raiders. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to build a culture. We want great men that have high energy. They play physical, they play tough, and they play intelligent.
I was about to say, I read that you discipline, toughness, and seizing opportunity. That's what you really focus on, not just probably with special teams, but overall with the game of football. How important is that you instill that in your players?
It's extremely important. I mean, I'm a pretty laid-back guy, but football is a very intense physical game. And if you get little guys to play big, that's when you're very successful. And a lot of the guys on special teams are very athletic. They're usually the skill position guys. So when you get those guys moving around, playing fast, playing physical, you're going to be in good positions.
Is there a specific goal that maybe you have for special teams? I know we could list off statistics, we could list off certain things, but is there something in your mind that you really want to achieve with this group of men this season?
I just want to find this place. I want to leave this place better than we found it. That's the number one goal. And we also want to be super competitive every game. We want to execute at a high level, and we want to try and be the best special teams unit in college football.
Now, this is probably one of my last questions, unless I think of another one. But what was the moment for you, maybe 30 years ago, however long you've been coaching, that you knew that you wanted to choose this as your career?
That's a great question. I get asked that a lot. And I started this game again. I'm 50. I'll be 52 in September, and my first coaching job was when I was 21. And I really just enjoyed helping people and getting them to go where they want to go. Like just finding out from a person, hey, what are your goals? Where do you want to go? And then using the tools, using my knowledge, using my experiences to get them there.
This is my last question now. How do you think the 21-year-old you, to now you said about to be 52 or you are 52, how do you think your coaching style has evolved over those years?
I just, over the years, like, again, when I started out, obviously when you're young, you don't know, you think you know everything, but you don't. I think just I've been extremely blessed to be around a lot of really good teachers and just patience, listening, being able to take the practice from the field, take the film to the practice. It's just been, for me, I've had a great experience with that.
Now we're back here with Max Arnold, the other co-special teams coordinator. Max, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Great to be here. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. So this is your second year with MTSU, but you were promoted this season. How does that make you feel that after last season, all of the success that you had, that Coach Mason knew that this was the right opportunity for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game, and honestly, as a coaching staff, it's a collective unit. It's a collective effort here at MTSU with special teams. So really thankful for just the culture that Coach Mason has created that has prioritized special teams, created player buy-in. And we just want to continue just to building off the success from last year as special teams and to see that translate into more wins this season.
And speaking of success, I'm going to read this off. You helped lead MTSU to a 22nd national ranking on special teams with their efficiency, and also number 8 for most improved special teams unit. So that's an amazing stat, first off.
We got beat by 21 teams.
You did.
That's how we have to look at it.
You did.
There's a lot of work to be done, but we're thankful for the guys that are buying in, and they're looking to win their one-on-one matchups each and every day, and just continuing just to win days, one day at a time.
There are a lot of new guys coming here, specifically with special teams, and that, yes, what I just read is the stat, and that's last year. We're looking to we're looking to the future. But how do you want to build on that momentum with such a new dynamic for you?
Right. So I think that what we're experiencing a little bit is some good leaders from last season have left this place where they have developed leaders. And so we're experiencing some of that in the special teams room as, Brody from last season, an all-conference snapper. He has showed the way as far as for guys like Connor and for Micah and Henry Hamlin for them to continue to carry that torch. And so really just love seeing that for those guys, seeing them work each and every day. And we trust them when we go take the field for game 1, that the Blue Raiders are going to be in good hands.
Now, I did read that you have a lot of CUSA background in general with your coaching career. I want you first, since I had Louie say it too, I want you to kind of explain your journey with coaching, and then I'm going to ask a question right after that that's going to kind of coincide with that.
Yeah, so coaching journey, I started out coaching actually in East Tennessee over at a high school called Grace Christian Academy, and then I got on at the University of Tennessee where I played. Just that school east of here, and then I went down to Jacksonville State, coached with the Gamecocks in the OVC at the time, and then went over to UAB, down to Louisiana with the Raging Cajuns for 3 years, and then got brought back up here with Luke Pascal for last season.
So with conferences like this, like what you said, the Ohio Valley, but CUSA, what do you think for special teams with that dynamic? How important is that? Obviously in every football game, but specifically with these conferences, how that can really impact a game, especially down to the wire of a really intense matchup.
I mean, every play matters, and it's offense, it's defense. As Coach Cioffi mentioned in his interview, it's a third of the game. I think that we see a lot of creativity, honestly, all throughout, whether you're talking about the Fun Belt or CUSA, honestly, just G5 ball in general. I think you see a lot of creativity, and I really like being a part of that.
So fall camp is obviously in the midst of everything, all the chaos. Week 1 is done, but what are you seeing from these new guys right now as they take the field each day?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of competitiveness, a lot of just desire to improve. I'm seeing guys that they're taking the criticism and they're seeking to apply it to the field. And just, we emphasize just doing drills, not just till you can do it right, but until you can't do it wrong. And so, it's been good to see the guys buying in and just continuing to stack days, just chasing that 1%.
I obviously asked Coach Cioffi this, but for you, what do you want leaving this season in the next couple months, 3 or 4 months? What do you want the special teams unit to really hone in on or to focus on?
Yeah, probably going to say the same things. I mean, we want to leave this place better than we found it. And honestly, that's what a good leader does. That's what good leaders do is we don't just create followers, but we create leaders. And, we want these men to leave here as – we talk to their parents, right, in recruiting, that we're going to give you a product better than what you left off with us. And so people who are not just better football players, but they're better citizens. And, we emphasize, too, a lot that, better people are going to make better Blue Raiders.
You spoke about a lot of competitiveness with them. Still in the early stages, but almost less than 20 days till kickoff. How's that looking with maybe certain people going to start or anything like that, or it's still up in the air?
Oh, it's wide open. So
Okay.
and that's exactly why we want it. Competition is the best motivation. And honestly, I mean, the thing about football is it prepares you for life. And it's competitive out there in the real world, and so it's a good skill for these guys to learn that whatever it is they want to go and do, like you're going to have to wake up each day and compete for something more than honestly than just yourself too. But whether it's for your team or your family, you have to wake up each day and compete.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Max, so much. This has been the season preview of Special Teams for MTSU football.
Hey, thank you for having me.